Ultimate Deadpool here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into things. So as you guys can see, there's the new Gravity Man designs and characters in the back. So we'll go ahead and ignore them. Now, before we get into the new team of characters, we're going to go ahead and do a recolor of one of my favorite characters. So this character will obviously appear in the sequel that it's in, but this is going to be Nightwing. So this is most likely what he might look like in my sequel to Nightwing, which will hopefully be a triumph over the first film, which was not bad, but it was focused way too much on Batman. So if Nightwing does in fact get a sequel, this is what he'll most likely look like. This is a recolor of 3 different characters. You've got the Dark Knight armored design. It's very hard to see it on camera, but it was supposed to be a dark gray, similar to what Death's new design was, but unfortunately it didn't transfer over well when I printed it, and it's very blurry. So you can kind of see the armor design on camera. It's very hard to see. Just know that it is there. And the bat belt has been changed to look more like Nightwing. The arms are recolors of Ant-Man arms, with a couple of extra touches, both sides. If you guys notice a lot of cuts like that, I have allergy problems right now. Because of all the pollen that we've had in the air the last few days. So just as a heads up, I'm not sick with anything that's going on right now. It happens every year. So his legs are recolors of the Dark Knight Batman legs, which I thought was fitting, considering the fact that, Nightwing is technically Batman. Even though I honestly think he's better than Batman. Let me know down in the comments if you guys agree with me. Just say hashtag better than Batman, because I really do. I think Nightwing is a much cooler superhero than Batman, because he's not as brutal, and Batman is technically a bad guy when you think about it. He's a rich guy who beats up people. So I do like Batman, don't get me wrong, but I do like Nightwing just a little bit more. So on to the new characters. Okay, so this is technically what I talked about in my last video. This is I guess you could say, my own version of the Fantastic Four. We're still working on a name for that. I've gotten a lot of people suggesting names. So far, my favorite is the Mighty Four, which was suggested by my brother. I do like that, and that may be the one that sticks. My mom created the Phenomenal Four, which is also good, but so far it's between one of you guys in the comments had just said the Four. If I can find the comment, it'll appear on the video right about now. So one of you guys did suggest to have them be called the Four, because I don't want to be claimed of ripping off the Fantastic Four, because that's not the case. I do love the Fantastic Four, but I can't exactly use that name. So for now, they're just going to be called the Mighty Four until something else comes along. I do not have any names for the characters yet, so if you guys want to name any of these characters, just say, character 1, so-and-so, character 2, so-and-so, character 3, so-and-so, and character 4, so-and-so. They are all superhero characters. Not one of them is a villain. I realize he needs a new face, because he doesn't look that happy. And he's actually supposed to be the leader of the group. So that's the only thing that's been really done. It's just the costume designs, the faces, and that's about it. They're overall their backstory is ready, but they don't have any names at this point. They don't have any superpowers. I am going to have at least one character, one of these 4, have fire powers, just to help pay homage to the Fantastic Four. and most likely it's going to be this character. And one of the other characters is going to have freezing abilities. I realize I just did that with Ice Master in the back, but just trust me on this, it'll all work out in the end. Most likely, if he doesn't have fire powers, he will. Just so that way I can always use this piece for him if I do decide to give him ice abilities. If I don't give him ice abilities, then somebody in the comments help me out with this, because I don't know what the hell to do with these characters. I literally just came up with a really cool idea. I thought it might work, but you guys get to write these characters' names, background, whatever. You guys get to come up with these characters. So I'm trying to help expand my YouTube channel by allowing fans to create things, or to help create stuff. So basically my way of doing that is I create 4 new characters, and you guys get to give them names and backstories. So if you guys want to help me in the comments, simply just comment your ideas on character 1, character 2, character 3, and character 4. Most likely character 1 or 2 or 3 is going to have fire powers, just because it helps pay homage to the Fantastic Four. I'm not ripping off the Fantastic Four. I'm not trying to rip off the Fantastic Four. These 4 characters are just simply inspired by the Fantastic Four. Even though their costume designs are very similar to the Fantastic Four, that's just because blue and white is just a perfect combination for a group like that. And it's also another way to pay tribute to the Fantastic Four. Now, all of their designs are the same. Not one of them is different. And just like everybody else in the background, with the exception of the redesigns. So this original one, this one, these 2, and him. Everything else is the exact same design, recolored, but it's the same Moon Knight design, recolored. And I went ahead and used the Fantastic Four's logo, just because I didn't feel like creating my own at the time. And then the same thing. They have the Dark Knight legs. These are the Ant-Man arms. And it wasn't, again, it's not me being lazy, because to be fair though, the Nightwing design, this one was the longest one to do out of all 4 of these guys. Only because Batman's armor just has a lot more detail, believe it or not, than what the Moon Knight body does. And doing it that way definitely added more time to it. But again, all these characters are unique enough to where they can be called their own characters and not be called rip-offs of any character. So I will do an entire video at some point explaining that, so that way it sheds a little bit of light on the subject. But anyway, again, you guys get to create these characters' backgrounds, names, and info. I will go ahead and say that character 3 is most likely going to be called Justin, just because he looks like a Justin. Otherwise, you guys get to name everybody else. You guys can name any of the characters, and whichever ones I like the best will be used. If one of you guys says a really good name for character 1, and another one of you guys says a really good name for character 2, 3, and 4, then I will use, one name from one person, one name from another person, one name from the other, and so on and so forth. Just so that way I can try to give everybody credit where credit is due, because I am one of those YouTubers who tries to include as many fan comments and shout outs as possible, because I'm trying to do that moving forward. So this is just my way of trying to say thank you for this. And again, I'm going to do a whole video on this at some point in the future. But again, so that's pretty much it. So like I said, you guys get to basically create these characters for me. Come up with names, come up with powers, come up with alternate identities. So if you guys have any superhero names for character 1, just let me know what his superhero name should be, and what his powers should be, and what his actual citizen name should be. Same thing with everybody else. So let's just go ahead and help me write these characters, so that way we can get these guys into videos as soon as possible. Real quickly though, these 4 characters are going to be a part of the Gravity Man universe. They will not appear in the first Gravity Man movie because the 2 main characters are going to be Gravity Man and Death. But just know that they are going to play a humongous role in Gravity Man 2 and Gravity Man 3. Also, they will most likely get their own spin-off series. And they will be allowed to do crossovers with other characters. So expect these 4 characters to meet, Batman, Metalhead, Captain America, Ghost Rider. Expect them to meet all those characters, because unlike the Gravity Man, the 2 main Gravity Man characters, these guys are still close enough to the Fantastic Four to where they can still be used for other videos and not just, the Gravity Man series alone. And that rule applies to all the other Gravity Man villains like Inferno, Jackhammer, Slimeball, Shocker, and Ice Master. Those characters are allowed to cross over to other videos, but Death and Gravity Man especially cannot cross over just yet. So those 2 characters are going to be limited to the Gravity Man universe for the sake of attention to when that movie comes out. Most likely in a few years after the 3rd Gravity Man movie has finished, then I may have Gravity Man, meet the actual Fantastic Four, meet Iron Man, Spider-Man, all these characters. But I have a feeling if I did that now, it would completely degrade Gravity Man, because the characters are going to be like, okay, well, what does Spider-Man play in this part? What does Hulk play in this scene? What does the Ninja Turtles do? What do all these characters do to help Gravity Man out? So in order to prevent that, these 2 especially are going to be left out of any crossover type videos unless it is a death battle or a certain character arc that involves a multiverse, or character story or whatever that involves a multiverse, dimensional crossover or whatever. That is the only way that Gravity Man will ever appear in any crossover until at least after the 2nd movie. So just be aware of that. But otherwise, all the other side characters can show up in anything else. I'm not playing favorites because I do like all the Gravity Man villains and characters, but just for the sake of popularity on Gravity Man, I do want to make sure that he is kept separated from everything. I promise it'll all make sense when hopefully my plan works, but just bear with me for a little bit and hopefully it'll all make sense later. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this sheds a little bit of light on the subject. And again, if you guys could help me name these characters and create backstories for them, that'd be great. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all next time on Ultimate Deadpool. Peace out. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys later.